So today we're looking at what regular tree maintenance looks like, and we're going to start with this lovely tree. It's dying. It's definitely mostly dead, but it's huge. It's quite conceivable that some of these dead limbs, which are quite large, could come crashing down and damage the infrastructure, which is important for the resilience of this property. The backup generator, which is powered by the 2 propane tanks that are sitting at the base of this tree. For the squeeze, eh? Well, these tanks are definitely directly beneath these this section of the tree, which is dead, and so it's prone to damage by a storm. High winds or ice could bring this down anytime. So it would be good to be proactive and to remove it surgically before it does any damage, because it's not a salvable tree. It's just a menace right now. This angle looks a lot scarier than from over there. Those really big dead branches are directly over the tanks. Yeah, you see what the woodpeckers did? Look, it looks like there was a chainsaw here. These chips were not left by a chainsaw, they were left by the woodpeckers that were feasting on the insects living in the dead branches up above. It's a sign of disease. Well, I mean, from a tree's point of view, it's a bonanza for the creatures that are feasting on this tree, and the birds that are feasting on the creatures that are feasting on the tree, and the fungus and everybody else are celebrating, but the tree is like dead, you know, they're dying.
And so is a person that walks under if a branch comes down.
Yeah, everything's at risk. Yeah, there was a fairly large tree right beside the barn that came down in a gust of wind, fortunately away from the barn, but that was a pretty big piece of that tree. There's still a chunk of it left, but it's not very stable. You know, and we took out another very large dead one just in the fall, right, or in the spring last year.
Yeah, with John.
Yeah, I see the ones you're talking about. Yeah. Yep. Is it tractor season already?
Oh, I saw a few.
Yeah, I'm listening. Nice, classic, beauty. Wow, and a nice color too. I love those things. Here's a tree with, again, a lot of dead in it. This tree is mostly dead, and it's really a menace to wild creatures, domestic creatures, humans, vehicles. It's right on the edge of the driveway, right by the gate. It needs to come down, really. This one totally needs to disappear.
It's our no trespassing tree, honey.
Yeah, huge tree.
Where does it want to fall? Is this something that you could drop?
It wouldn't, no. It needs a big saw, like a big saw.
Your saw's not big enough?
No, my saw isn't big enough to take this tree down. Sorry. It's really dead.
Is there such a thing as a little dead?
Well, you know, these big old maples, they have, this part dies off and something else lives for, you know, another 40 years over here, you know. You've seen them, they line the roadways around the countryside here. It's one of my favorite parts of living in this part of the world, is driving down these long rows of maples that were planted more than a century ago. Anyway, it's really a lovely part of the world, this Headwaters region. You know, it's quite a gem. And I have to commend the citizens of Caledon that have kind of, you know, kept it as green as it is. They've really done a great job. This tree has had some surgery on it. It's got a cable, I guess because it really wanted to just split. Anyway, it has a number of large dead branches that also should be removed surgically by experts.
So when did we first talk about maintenance on the trees and how dangerous this was?
Oh, I think we started talking about it even before we moved here.
Sweetie, that was on the original list.
Yeah. There's an upper branch on this tree which has broken and regrown many times in its life. Many times. It's a Lazarus kind of a tree. You just can't kill them. You know what I mean? They keep growing back. You think you got rid of them and they come back from the roots. Their growth habits make them a menace around buildings because they can drop these very large dead limbs onto, say, the roof of your garage. It's already happened once. There's a dent in the roof there to prove that a big branch came down and smushed it and damaged the eaves trough on the other side, which I repaired already. I'm going to repair this eaves trough too. That's one of my next projects. The offending parts of this tree should be, again, surgically removed. The idea would be to take the whole thing down and be done with them, because they're really just a menace. They're a testament to the force of life. How strong that force is. That makes things to grow.